Wrestling POV's content may not be suitable to audiences. Your discretion is advised. Wrestling POV's content may not be suitable to audiences. Your discretion is advised. Wrestling POV's content may not be suitable to modern audiences. Your discretion is advised. Wrestling POV's content may not be suitable to modern audiences. Your discretion is advised. Wrestling POV's content may not be suitable to audiences. Your discretion is advised. Wrestling POV's content may not be suitable to audiences.
I don't know. I do have a. For some reason, when that comes on, for me, that's either a pee break or a drink break, you know?
Yeah. I mean, for me, hope I'm not that's not what I'm asking, guy. You see, that right there, you're already fucked up.
Hater comment of the week. And Tony Nese, last but not least, I made a joke. He turned 34.
Jesus.
Okay, now you can continue with the. You know, if he goes back to WWE, he did it for the money.
Oh, of course. I mean, who wouldn't? I would. Shit. Sign me up. I think Rick will do it for freaking a Snicker bar and some tanning oil. Because of the whole thing that happened with the Javokic, whatever the fuck his name is. He's in NXT. He's got a weird last name, Javokic, blah, blah. Jesus.
To license it.
I'm going to talk as a girl's sports point of view.
Porn? What the fuck?
No porn as a point of view, stupid. Estupid. You saw estupid.
Porn and the stupid is going on here.
Well, here's your headline.
Welcome everyone to the new edition of Wrestling POV. I am your host, Mimi Goody.
Stop like that. Did it all wrong.
Okay, sorry.
All right. See, now I'm all messed up. Jesus, man. Anyway, I am your host, Tony Diaz, along with Mimi Goody.
Shalom.
And Rick's not here. Nope. Miguel's not here. They're both in Spain.
De España.
I think Rick is going crazy with Miguel out there in Spain. I have a feeling though. It's in my gut that I think Miguel's going to play a little prank on him. Ooh. He texted me a joke. He texted me right before they went, and all he did was showed me blonde hair dye. That's all he showed me. So he says he's really gonna make Rick stand out when they go to Spain. So I mean, blonde hair dye. We'll see where it goes. I mean,
I hope he looks like Lana.
Oh my Lord, he probably is gonna make him look that or Charlotte Flair, either one.
Platinum.
All right, so we got a few things to talk about today. Not much, really. I mean, I think it's one more SmackDown. And one more Raw, one more NXT before we go to SummerSlam. And of course, it is the pay-per-view points game. And you can win a mystery box. Yes,
sweet.
A mystery box. You don't know what's in it. It could be. It's obviously something good because if that's the only thing we're giving away, then it's got to be something good. So, you know, we'll see who the winner is. And obviously, if you are affiliated with Wrestling POV in any way, you're not eligible. So sorry about that. So, all right, we still got SmackDown, Raw, NXT POV. It was a pretty interesting week this week. Of course, we got the hot tag news and the Facebook poll. So we're going to go right to that, shall we? All right. So basically, it was more out of curiosity because in the beginning, I really didn't like it, but it kind of grew on to me. And that's the 24/7 title run.
Oh my God.
So I put up a poll and it says, what are your thoughts on the 24/7 title run so far? Of course, what happened on Monday Night Raw, now that there is a pregnant champion, we'll see. I mean...
You think somebody's going to pin her? I think it would be funny if R-Truth pins her.
It would be.
You know,
would be,
like she was laying in the bed.
She mentioned that she had a OBGYN, elemental P type. appointment. And I mean, obviously, when you go to OBGYN, you're not going to get knocked out. You ain't going to fall asleep or anything like that. But it would be funny, though, to like she's laying there and then
in
somebody
stirrups.
Yeah, in the stirrups. She can't get out. That'd be funny.
And it's fucking R-Truth.
It would, yeah. Or even Drake Maverick, it would be funny.
Oh, yeah.
So my thing is that it's been, for me, it's been funny. It's been interesting. My only con about it, because there's always a pro and con with everything, but my con about it would be that put other people involved. Obviously, they did with Maria and her husband, Mike. And but I mean, just keep it interesting. I mean, granted, R-Truth and Drake Mavericks was funny, but
put somebody else in.
Yeah, I think it's time. But I am enjoying it.
I don't like it.
You don't like it? Why?
I hate the running around and the chase, and it's just gotten to be like in the beginning it was cool, but now it's gotten to be corny. You know what I mean? I don't know. I do have for some reason, when that comes on, for me, that's either a pee break or a drink break, you know?
Yeah. I mean, for me, I like it. I enjoyed it. For me, it's pretty funny. I think with Maria Kanellis involved now, I think it's going to be interesting to see where they go. I mean, they're keeping me at the point of where I'm like, all right, what's going to happen next? So, I mean, that's good. I mean, but still, I mean, watching EC3 and what's his name? The hype bro. Oh my God, I forgot his name. But watching them running for it, they seem so not interested.
Right.
So I mean, at least take them out, man. I mean, because they're not doing shit. I mean, it's funny.
And take them with the one to go woo woo.
Oh, Titus O'Neil.
Yeah,
I think he belongs in it.
No, I don't think so. I think he's too big for that.
Yeah.
But then again, it would be funny if he's running and he falls under the.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that would be funny. Again, right? All right, so Josh Sanders says, I hope I'm not that's not what I'm asking, guy. You see, that right there, you're already fucked up.
Hater comment of the week.
Hater, you know what, Josh? You got hater comment. No, I'm kidding. But he goes, but as far as the 24 style, oh my God.
Rick's not even here.
I think I drank a little bit too much already. But he goes, but as far as the 24/7 title, to me, is just there so far. Don't love and hate's too strong, but they need to switch it up with Truth and Drake back and forth every week.
Yeah, I agree.
Kind of. Basically what I was saying. Still didn't answer the question, though, Josh.
No, he didn't.
No, I'm kidding. Andrew Tester said, just wish they would have brought back the hardcore title. They did it, but close enough. Yeah. All right. I mean, for me, it's kind of like the 24. I mean, the hardcore 7 title, except for they kicked it back a little bit as far as
chairs and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean,
I like this one better. If it was to go comparison from my point of view, I like this one better because it's more funny than dramatic. You know, with the hardcore was like really hardcore.
Yeah. Daniel Fryer said it's making things a little more entertaining.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. It is because I'm entertained by it, and I can't wait to see what they do next. I mean, obviously, when I go over Raw, you'll hear what happened. I mean, you should have already heard it anyway. So basically, the poll was, what are your thoughts on the 24 title run so far? And 67% said they love it.
Wow.
33% said they hate it.
I was one of those 33%. I don't hate it, but I don't like it. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah. All right, so Josh Sanders, you're getting a hater comment. Just because you wrote that.
Alert! There you go. Josh Sanders, hater alert. No.
Not that quite. No.
We try.
All right. Where I don't know. Whoa. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Wow, where's Rick when we need him?
Right? All right, so before we go even further, we do have the hot tech news, but that's it for the polls. That's it. All right, so before we go any further, it is time for the wrestling news from around the world.
Wait a second.
What?
We have to do today's birthday of the week.
Birthdays of the week.
I don't know.
That's not how he says it.
I'm not Rick. I can't do it like Rick. All right. So, Davey Boy Smith Jr., happy 34th birthday. Damian Sandow, I miss him so much. Happy 37.
I do too. You know, I think Rick didn't like him as much, but I love the fact what he did the Mizdow gimmick. That was funny.
I did that.
This guy, he is such a character. And I think they're just missing out.
Yes, I agree.
I think anybody's missing out.
Because he can turn himself into anything.
Yeah. Anything they give him, he can turn to gold.
Absolutely. Dean Malenko turns 59.
Damn.
Good Lord, it's old. And Tony Nese, last but not least, I made a joke. He turned 34.
Jesus.
Okay, now you can continue with the news.
Terrible. All right.
I'll try.
So, the wrestling news from around the world.
Take it away, Tony.
Oh, man. Sad news to hear the passing of Harley Race.
Wow. Yes.
Yeah, man. I mean, he had some kind of lung problem or something. Mm-hmm. I don't remember quite what it was, but he was in bad shape for a little bit, and thoughts and prayers out to him. So,
and the family.
Yeah. So now the WWE hopes to get The Rock to appear live for their first ever live SmackDown on Fox, but he hasn't agreed to it yet.
He probably do it.
I think he will. Yeah. Chris Sabin is a guest coach at the WWE Performance Center in Orlando this week. Odd, but hey, okay. Gangrel, actually, if you guys remembered him, he was there last week, I think. I couldn't remember.
I thought it was 2 weeks ago.
It could have been 2 weeks ago. And finally, SmackDown will be shot with a different camera when it moves to Fox, and it will seem cinematic-like. And
what does that mean?
Well, it's almost gonna. Actually, you know what? It's gonna be similar to Lucha Underground. That's what I think they're going.
Really?
Yes.
What the fridge toast?
Yeah.
All right, whatever.
I mean, if it does, it could be interesting. And the thing of it is, though, is that that's an Eric Bischoff thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's all Eric Bischoff right there. He loves that shit.
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, oh my God.
Well, I hope if it's like that, it'll be different, not so dark like Lucha Underground.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Because Lucha Underground, it can't be like that luchador type of feel to it. Because Lucha Underground is the shit. I love that shit.
It is. I don't even know. Are they still on?
Yeah. I think they're still on.
All right. Yeah. So I don't know how I feel about it. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay. That's it for news.
Okay.
On to rumors. The feeling was WWE wasn't sure of doing another all-women special like Evolution if Ronda Rousey wasn't going to be around.
Get the fuck.
Yeah. I mean, my thing is, who the fuck cares if she's not going to be there?
Right.
Who? So what? So what?
Exactly. Like, don't get me wrong. I like Ronda. She's still, yes, I like her. She's very, very green. But the women that are in WWE are freaking phenomenal compared to Ronda.
Yeah. It's true. And they don't need her to do this.
No,
that's the whole thing.
No freaking way. All those girls from NXT, Mia Young, whatever. Did I get it right? Yeah. Mia Young. Sorry, Mia. I mean, seriously? Mm-hmm. Bianca Belair?
Yeah.
You know? These girls are freaking hot. They're on fire.
Yeah. But not only that, even on the current roster, you got Natalya, you got, Charlotte, Becky, Bayley, Nikki Cross, all them women that,
Naomi. I mean, they're all freaking.
They're setting the tone right now, and they're saying they don't want to do it just because of one person.
Yeah.
Honestly, I hope this is just a rumor.
I hope so too, because it's stupid.
One.
It's stupid.
All right, Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns is the plans for SummerSlam. So basically, what happened on SmackDown, they're saying it's going to be Daniel Bryan's the one that did it. And they need to get to it quick. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah,
really?
Stop dragging it out.
For me, I mean, even though the SummerSlam pay-per-view is looking good, but this is such a slow process. You know what I'm saying? To get to SummerSlam, it's like, really? Like, number one, they really didn't have to do that fucking Raw reunion.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Especially weeks out before a main pay-per-view like SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Do it on a non-main pay-per-view, then okay, fine. Then sneak that in there. But they only had 4 weeks to do this. And it's like they killed 1 week just to do that bullshit.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree. I don't
know. We'll see what happens. All right, now the final rumor, and this one I thought was very, very interesting, and I think the hairs is going to stand up on Rick right now. Now there has been a lot of speculation about CM Punk joining AEW, but the deal seems to have failed. In fact, Cody Rhodes believes Punk is heading back to the WWE. Speculation about CM Punk joining AEW has been all over the place. Cody Rhodes and Punk have admitted that AEW has interest in Punk. However, it is now seen the deal has fallen in the water. In the same breath, Rhodes also stated he would not be surprised if Punk returned to the WWE. So now this was interesting. This was from CM Punk. This could be a ruse.
I'm assuming that it could be like, if he's saying that too, it's about the money. You know, if he goes back to WWE, he did it for the money.
Oh, of course. I mean, who wouldn't? I would. Shit. Sign me up. I think Rick will do it for freaking a Snicker bar and some tanning oil.
And a Pepsi.
Yeah.
And a glass of milk.
Yeah. On Sunday, forget it. He'll do whatever. All right, now this is a statement from CM Punk. So this part is not what he thought he said. No, this is an actual statement from CM Punk, which is, he said, "I always think if somebody wants to do business with me, they can come and talk to me. Texting offers isn't really a way to do good business, at least. It was text through 3 people, and an offer came in through text." Okay, so obviously he wasn't a fan of that. And now again, I mean, this could be probably the biggest rib this year if this is all true or not true, actually.
Right.
And they played all of us.
Right. You know I hope so, because I really would like to see Punk in AEW.
Really?
Yeah.
What if he shows up in WWE?
Exactly. I don't think he's a fit for WWE right now.
It depends on how they use him.
Right.
Depends.
But if he comes with the same character, I don't think it's going to be a good fit.
But no, I think so. I think so. I mean, if they do end up signing him and they got to put him on SmackDown. They can't put him on Raw. Because especially with SmackDown going to Fox, they want to boost ratings. It's either Brock Lesnar going to SmackDown or CM Punk. That's what's going to boost ratings. And that's what's going to save SmackDown, to be honest.
That's true.
So, but, I mean, like I said, this could all be a big rib on everybody.
Yeah.
They could have just said this just to say it, to make it people think. Now, this is Cody Rhodes' response. He says, "I think he was misquoted. I know one of us had a meeting with him in person, and yes, I texted him plenty when we couldn't connect on the actual phone. But not a contract offer. I wouldn't be surprised if he went back to WWE. Regardless, great wrestler and guy, doors open if he wants."
Wow.
So,
that's very interesting.
It is.
I don't know. I can't say yay or nay.
Yeah.
So.
Bummer.
I mean, we don't know, though. That's just the thing. I mean, like I said, wrestlers are known for doing ribs and faking storylines like this, and to me, I just think this is a rib on everybody.
Yeah.
Just to get people talking, and I think this is a joke.
Because I don't know if no amount of money is gonna mess with Punk's integrity when it came down to Triple H and how Triple H treated him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I mean, because they're still angry.
Yeah,
he's still angry.
He's
at
still
him.
very angry.
Triple H, I don't think likes him at all.
No.
So I mean, but putting CM Punk on SmackDown, Triple H doesn't go there. He doesn't run it, he doesn't do anything with it. So I think. But see, CM Punk was a Paul Heyman guy too.
Right.
So,
yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, because if this is legit, and let's just say Punk does decide to sign with WWE, that'll be probably the biggest thing out there.
Yeah.
And, it would. And I'm not a CM Punk fan. We all know that.
That's
but
true.
It could be a big thing for WWE because they acquired probably one of the biggest acquisitions in wrestling that hasn't even wrestled in years. So, with that being said, I mean, what do you guys think? Just comment on our Facebook page. Write it in there, man. We'll talk about it.
Yep.
Sure. We might make fun of you, but we'll talk about it. Jesus. All right. Mimi, what do you got for injuries?
Injury reports. Well, WWE lists that Bobby Lashley is going to be unavailable until November with undisclosed injury.
Okay.
I think he's got his butt hurt.
Oh, he could be taking a break.
Could be. And in November, Jeff Hardy from the Hardy Boys should be returning from his injuries.
Yeah, and rehab.
What do you think about that?
Well, hey, comes back. I mean, I think he should come back as Will-O the Wisp.
Ooh,
that would be awesome.
Yes.
And they need to bring him back for that.
Yes.
So, all right. So that's it for the news, the rumors, and the injury. We're going to go straight into the hot tag news. Now, I put this up because I was really, really curious about what people's thoughts were. I mean, I really wanted to know from past workers, excuse me.
Ew.
Excuse me again. Anyways, but I've been waiting to see actually from workers who are working now, and past workers who's retired like myself. But and it's I got this off of Taz because of the whole thing that happened with the Javoki, whatever the fuck his name is. He's in NXT. He's got a weird last name, Javoki, blah blah. Jesus Christ, I butchered it big time.
You sure did.
No, I mean I don't. All right, he wanted to use the Taz mission, the Kacha Hajime, whatever the fuck that thing is called. And he tweeted to Taz and asked him if he can use that move. And Taz basically said on the tweet back, he says, let's do this over a phone call privately, not on social media. So it all went around, and I guess they had it. Now, Taz, as everybody knows, nobody likes him on our show. I can't stand the guy. The guy's so narcissistic. He always thinks that he was one of the greats, and he wasn't. I'm sorry, he just wasn't. I mean,
he was okay.
He was all right in ECW, but then even in ECW, I heard so many things about him that a lot of people didn't like him. A lot of people did not like him. Rob Van Dam was one of them. He was a huge one that did not like Taz, and I think when they had the SmackDown one of the anniversaries they had, and I think they had it in New York, and Taz was pissed because he wasn't invited.
Oh, yes,
and then he was pissed because he wasn't selected to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And then he was pissed. He's always saying that somebody's copying him about something. And he has such an ego. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. Do your sports talk radio and talk about your son 24 hours a fucking day. Jesus Christ. It's at the point where I can't stand the guy. But anyway, that's where this stems from. So I created the hot tag news about what are your thoughts on current wrestlers asking past wrestlers permission to use their finisher or even their moveset. Okay, should they ask or should they just do it? This was very, very overwhelming. A lot of people commented. I'm not going to go through every single one of them, but I might.
Yeah, God, great.
So,
Rick, where are you?
Now, Mimi, before I start reading these comments, what do you think about this? About wrestlers now asking permission to use either their finisher or maybe a little moveset like the 5-knuckle shuffle. I'm just throwing it out there.
I can't comment on that because I've never been a wrestler, but I know from people who have wrestled and all that stuff, the way they talk about the wrestling business is all about respect, and it's all about getting your blessings from the seniority of retired person, yada yada. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
So I think it's a nice gesture, but do you have to? No.
I don't think. And I'm gonna tell you this much, as a former wrestler myself, I don't think they should. Nobody should. You know why? Because then there ain't gonna be no moves yet. I mean, it's just getting to the point now. But it also depends on the person too. You look at the Undertaker, okay? The Undertaker does the tombstone pile driver, which he is the only one allowed to do it. That move is banned in WWE, so nobody can't use that. And the reasons why is because obviously the Undertaker's been doing it a very long time. He knows how to protect the guy, and it's his. He's known for that.
Didn't somebody get their neck injured from being tombstone? Yeah, not from Undertaker, but somebody else.
No, it was Owen Hart. He did it to the Steve Austin.
Okay.
So I think it was actually because of that. Vince said, "No more. I don't want it done anymore. Taker's the only one that could do it," and da-da-da. So, I mean, obviously, if you go to AEW or do something, if they're allowed to do it, then fine. It's up to the promoter, basically. Whoever promotes the damn show. But, I give you a big prime example, and you guys are going to laugh, but you know what? It's fucking true. When I wrestled, my finisher was, I did like a fireman's carry. I put them up on my shoulders, and then I kind of twist them around. It's kind of like a reverse F5. Okay, actually, the new move that Nikki Bella did, that was my move.
Okay,
that was my finisher when I wrestled. Okay, I never really had a name for it. Somebody called it the CB4 because I did the prison gimmick and shit like that, cell block 4. And somebody called it the Ace Crutcher or some shit like that. And there was a lot of names that they called it when I was on TV and they would announce it. I never gave it a name.
Right.
But that was my finisher, as us indie guys, if we do a finisher and somebody from WWE, they're not going to call us and ask us if they can use our finisher. They're just going to take it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I've heard, if you ever watch, as a matter of fact, this is a good example. If you ever watch, it's a documentary. It's called Beyond the Mat.
Okay.
Make sure you watch it. And it was a documentary of Mankind was in it. Jake the Snake was in it. There was a few other people that was in it. I don't remember who. But there was a scene where there was two indie guys that's trying to make it to WWE and da-da-da. They get called to do a dark match. And they did a finisher. I forgot what the finisher was. I don't remember, so don't quote me. And some WWE talent was in the back. I don't remember who, so just rewatch it. Damn, I might watch it later. But he said right away that he was taking that finisher. He didn't ask him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, it does depend on who you are and where your status is. But my thing is, like I said, I didn't make it a big deal. I mean, I goofed on it, when Nikki Bella did that move.
Yeah.
Because that was my move.
Yeah.
That was my finisher. Now, my thing is that if you're in the indies right now and you have this awesome finisher and this and that, but then yet somebody from WWE saw it because with social media, they see everything.
Right.
And they decide to do it. And now you got a controversy there because then they'd be like, wait a minute, that was my move. Why are you doing my move? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I do, but I look at it also as now I'm going to talk as a girl's sports point of view.
Porn? What the fuck?
No porn as a point of view, stupid. It's stupid. You saw as
porn and the stupid is going on here.
Anywho, it's like going to like the cheerleading squad. Okay, you're doing cheers, whatever, and you go to the rival town where you're rivaling the other person, and you steal their cheer set.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's still not cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But if it was a junior high school cheer set, versus a high school, and the junior high school team takes it, I think it's more of it's a courtesy thing. You ask permission,
Yeah.
Or you're the type of person that says beg for forgiveness versus asking for permission.
But I think also it depends on who it is. Seriously. I mean, you look at somebody like, I'm sorry, and I'll probably get hate for that, but I don't care. Taz, he did, in my opinion, did nothing for the business for somebody to be like, can I use your move, Taz, please? He didn't. I'm sorry. If he did, post it on our Facebook page.
Well, the guy could be a fan of Taz and as asking him permission out of courtesy.
He could. I don't know. My thing is,
why you got your panties in a twist behind it though?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Fuck Taz. That's why. But my thing is that move that he does, it's very similar, kind of, to what Samoa Joe does, to what Sergeant Slaughter did.
Right.
So it's like, I mean, perfect example, the figure 4 leg lock. Now, there was a lot of people that did that move. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm trying to think back in the day. I think Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Yeah,
I think he did it.
Yeah.
Ray the Crippler Stevens, I think, did it.
I don't know.
He tagged with Greg the Hammer Valentine. Also, Ric Flair. That was, he ended matches that way. Mm-hmm. Now here's Charlotte Flair. She does the same thing, but she modified it a little bit, and they call it the figure 8.
Right.
Okay? Is it the same moveset? Kind of.
Right.
Kind of.
But she changed it a little bit.
And also, and the other reason for this, Paul, is that you look at Kevin Owens, he's also starting to do the stunner. Does he do it just like Steve Austin does? Not quite. He's still working on it. I'm not hating the guy on it, but did he ask permission? You know what? Honestly, I don't think Steve Austin would give a shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he would care. He'd be like, yeah, come on, son, go ahead, do it. Drink a beer too while you at it. Yeah. So
right, you sound just like him.
I know I did. Academy Award right here. But you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I mean, this is a very touchy subject for a lot of people. For me, honestly, I don't care. Nobody needs permission to do that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody does. So, all right, I'm going to read some comments.
Yeah.
All right, Martin Mike, he says, great question. Not sure I have an answer on that yet, but what I'm against is super kick. No, it's not super. It's a crescent kick. When Owens, Ziggler, and the Usos or anyone else who uses the crescent kick, why call it super if you can't pin a guy with Shawn's finisher?
That's true. That's
true. Now, he said, should people ask permission to do a hit toss, a drop kick? Nothing is truly original. Even Undertaker took from Don Morocco, didn't he? Oh, I got to check that. You know what? He's right. Don Morocco did the tombstone.
Ah.
But I think he called it something else.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I got to look that up.
Interesting.
Sharpshooter was not invented by Owen, Brett, or Sting. I say do whatever you got to do to win. Why guess a move just to respect someone? I'm pretending I'm a manager here. All right. So now that is, I agree with him.
Yeah.
And for me, as nostalgic as I am,
big word.
I practice. And as I looked at it as, you know what? I would love to see a Demolition 2.0. I would love to see a Steve Austin 2.0.
Well, you got Kevin Owens.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin Owens is kind of starting to do that. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't have nothing against it. And it's not, for me, it's like, all right, to come up with it depends on how they do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you look at somebody like the Young Bucks. All they do is copy other former talent.
Yeah.
That's all they do. I mean, come on. Let's be real. That's all they do. I can't stand the Young Bucks, by the way.
Really?
So that's what I'm saying.
Can tell.
I fucking hate them.
I think they're okay.
They're very arrogant little punks, and who puts themselves over in their own fucking company. Come on now. So anyway, but, do they make it their own? It depends. Some of them I do kind of like, so I'm not going to totally hate.
Right.
Some of them I do like. Some of them I just can't fucking stand.
I can see.
I just can't. But like I said, it depends. Do I want to see Do I want to see another Undertaker? No, because it's only one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All right, Richard Davis says, imagine every wrestler alive having to ask Bob Orton for permission to use the superplex.
Oh, God.
That's kind of right. James R.G. Martinac. He says, depends on level of the finisher. If it's just like a stunner, who cares? But if the maneuver was invented or named after somebody, then yes, you should get permission. You know what? I like that comment because of the simple fact he's right.
Yeah.
And it does depend on what it is and who, like the torture rack. That was famed by Lex Luger. You know what I'm saying? The frog splash, that was made famous by Eddie Guerrero. Even though he didn't do a great one, but he was still up there.
Right.
But also in that same era, Rob Van Dam did the frog splash too. Mm-hmm. D'Lo Brown did the frog splash too.
Oh my God, yeah, that's right. He used to move his head
what I'm
like
saying? So, I mean, for me, it's like, even in that era, they all did it. So what's the big deal? They didn't ask permission.
That's true.
They didn't.
That's true.
Now, it's funny because Rick Serrano III chimed in, and he said no one can do the DDT anymore because Jake the Snake did it first. Come on, I'm not going to ask for permission when they themselves didn't. Stone Cold didn't come up with a stunner. HBK didn't come up with the super kick. Brett didn't come up with the sharpshooter and so on. Back to my vacation. Laugh my ass off. Even, you're on vacation. Stay on vacation.
Yeah, get off of the internet.
Son of a bitch. And then Matt Novak, he responded with, indeed. Oh, my God. Josh Sanders came out and he says, Rick, you have to think of the show and how it's evolved. Not saying all moves need permission, but if you're going to do a move like the Tombstone Pile Driver, then the respectful thing to do would be to ask. The moves you said, I agree, they're not a superstar's idea. They were already made moves, but if a superstar came out and did the people's elbow just the way The Rock did, you would know where he got it from.
That's true.
That is true, yes. It's not a thing where you have to ask, but respectful if you do.
I agree. That's what I just been saying.
No, the thing, and this is going to sound a little insensitive, but I have to throw it out there because it's my job. What if the guy's deceased? Who are you going to ask?
Nobody.
Just fucking do it.
But the thing is, the thing is too, is like if you idolize that person and you respect that person, and which I know you don't, Tony, but this guy might idolize and respect Taz as a wrestler. That's why he did it, because he wanted to be publicly known that he asked permission from Taz. He's probably his number one fan, his only fan. But you know what I mean? And just did it.
Yeah.
Just because. But does it necessarily mean anything? No. And if Taz came out and says, well, I want some money for it, I said, fuck you and do it anyways.
No, but see, the thing is, since you're bringing up Taz, is that he makes it public so that way, and not only that, he makes it public, because he even talked about it on his fucking show. I mean, if it wasn't a big deal, why are you going through all sorts of things to make sure people know that, you know what I'm saying? He's an arrogant fuck.
Like you said, he's an arrogant fuck, and he wants everybody to know what the fuck.
But not only that, though, like his biggest thing, and I'm pretty sure that in this conversation he had with that NXT guy, Djokovic, something like that, I'm gonna give up. But y'all know who I'm talking about. But my thing is, and I can guarantee you, he said this to him, is to say that it's an homage to him. I guarantee it. I guarantee when he does it, I can guarantee that he's told him, as long as the commentators say or call it the Taz Mission. It's either calling it the Taz Mission or say something like, Taz used to do that move. I can guarantee it. And when he does, watch. Anyway.
All right, I'm going to watch and I'm going to see what they call it.
I'm interested to see what they're going to call it. Matt Novak, he says many wrestlers used these finishers long before these legends ever did. They can't honestly believe that they own the moveset. So wrestlers can't use a chokeslam, for example, because it's Kane's move, or the super kick because it's HBK's.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's how I feel.
I know. I see it.
Josh Sanders, he says, yeah, they should. It's kind of like in the NBA when you have a jersey number. All right, see, you know what, Josh? You fucked up.
Uh-oh.
That's not what I was asking. No, I'm kidding.
Hater alert.
No. He was already a hater alert. You prefer, but you join a team and the number isn't either in use or retired, and if you want to use it, you have to ask. But I think wrestlers should make the move their own or put a twist to it.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
With some creativity. Even Roman Reigns.
Oh, the rack attack. Nikki Bella.
Yeah, well, she couldn't do that move anymore because of her neck.
But her neck.
And then she altered it to do the move that I did. Mm-hmm. Bitch. Anyway.
She was homage to you, Tony.
Yeah. And then, so he continued saying, which is what I agree with this statement, is that he said, even Roman Reigns doing his little Samoan holler makes his spear his own, which is true. Mm-hmm. Which is true. Brad Sanders, is that his brother? Oh, interesting.
Another hater?
No. He said, ask its respect to past legends who paved the way for you to do what you love. And if you use their move, it should be respect shown back to them, that you looked up to them enough to want to use their move and idolize them at some point or still do.
I just said that.
But the thing of it is, though, is like, all right, like I've seen them. Oh, no, who does it? Oh, my God. I've seen, Andrade. When he does the suplex, when he does the multiple suplexes, they say, as not homage. They don't say that. They say it in a way where they mention Eddie Guerrero used to do that. Right. That's a moveset. That's not a finisher. It was a moveset. So they like I've heard them say countless times. Every time Andrade would do that, they would say, it was from Eddie Guerrero.
Well, that's the same thing with Sasha Banks.
What? Oh, she does the shittiest frog splash.
But it's still a moveset.
No, that was Eddie's finisher.
But for her, it's not a finisher. It's a moveset.
And she fucks it up. Where is she now?
Oh, my goodness.
Thank you. Martin Kerslake. He says, just do it or even become better. Or even better, come up with your own stuff. Just a thought. But come on, you think DDP asked Johnny Ace if he can use this move? Ray Jackson says they need to come up with their own moves. You know what? It's kind of hard to do that nowadays. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think, honestly, the most dangerous move right now in wrestling is Ricochet's finisher. I hate it when he does that move because I'm like, this dude's going to land on his fucking neck one day. Stop it. Nobody, I guarantee you, nobody's going to do that in years to come. If they do, okay.
They better be as good as him.
Yeah. Joey Chanel, he says, I guess, ask, but they should be more creative and have their own finisher and get it over themselves. And I hate it when they do other pole moves because they do it shitty. Look at the stunner KO does. It's horrible. And when Seth did the pedigree, that was horrible, but at least he was with Triple H when he did it, but still trash all around. Be more creative. WWE needs to be more creative. God damn, you went on something else.
I know.
Doug Bellows, he said, considering this whole conversation started because of the Taz mission. Oh my God, really? Yes, ask. Yes, the Taz mission existed outside the wrestling, and it's in the judo. He heard the show. I don't like you, Doug. He did. He listened to this podcast. Yeah. Like, son of a bitch. Anyway, if you guys have more thoughts on this, again, throw them out on our Facebook page. Damn it. Oh, Christ. Wait, the poll results.
Oh, my God, the poll results.
All right, so again, what are your thoughts on current wrestlers asking past wrestlers permission to use their finisher or their moveset? 68% of the people said, yeah, ask first. 32% said, no, just fucking do it.
Wow.
Yeah, so interesting.
Interesting. But stupid.
And I hate them all. Nikki Bella, you own... Nikki Bella. Nikki Bella! You owe me some royalties, bitch.
Better.
All right, let's go straight out to Raw notes. Starting with R-Truth and Carmella versus Drake Maverick. Now, interesting start to Raw. I mean, even though it was for the 24/7 title, but I liked it. The winner was R-Truth. Good. This wasn't the greatest match, but Drake Maverick is one hell of a talent, man. They lucked out with him. Mm-hmm. Get him out of that freaking man. The what is he? The general manager for 205?
Yeah.
Get rid of that already. So after the match, they all did a dog pile on R-Truth, and ends up being Mike Kanellis.
Yeah.
Winning the 24/7 title. Mike runs back to the locker room. This, for me, was so funny. And even the commentators, you can hear them laughing. Mike Kanellis locks himself in his locker room, and Maria comes up, and she's like, "Open the doors," and then he's like, "I don't know if that's you. That's not you. It can't be." And then she goes, "Open the door before I kick you in the vagina." I mean, the commentators even chuckled at it. I thought it was a good opening for Raw. It was a little bit of a comedy there. Now, I heard, too, that this whole Raw was all Paul Heyman, too. And you can tell. There was a little bit of a difference to it.
And it was more interesting than not.
It was. And for the 24/7 title, and that's why I brought it up, too. I wanted to hear what people's thoughts were about it. But I gave this segment a 3. Between the match and the open the door before I kick you in the vagina.
Yeah, I gave it a 3 as well.
Then there was a 5-person gauntlet match to see who will face AJ Styles. Though I did like this, it was a little bit predictable. Rey Mysterio was first against Cesaro. Good match. Rey came out the winner. Sami Zayn came out running out, and then he got pinned in seconds. Andrade came out. Good match between those two. Tore off his mask, and you saw Rey's face a little bit. Good match. Ricochet came out for the save. These two threw a really good match. I gave this one a 3.5.
I gave it a 3.
Okay. Maria tells Mike to lay down so she can pin him, and the ref counts to 3, and now Maria Kanellis is now your new 24/7 champion. She flaunts the belt to others, and they won't dare touch her because she is pregnant. Then the segment of Moment of Bliss with Nikki Cross. They showed a clip of Natalya training, and then Becky went and attacked her. Alexa said, is that the kind of champion you guys condone? Because the crowd cheered for that. Now, it kind of made Becky look like a douchebag. I hated everything about this segment, though.
Yeah,
by the
I
way.
did too.
I gave it a 1.
I gave it a 0.5. That's how much I hated it.
Damn. Then there was a triple threat for the Raw Tag Team Championship. The Usos versus the OC versus the Revival. Good match. This was another good match. These guys, I mean, if they gave the OC a chance from a while ago, instead of making them do dumb shit,
exactly,
they can see that these guys are talented.
Absolutely.
This was a good match. New champions in the OC. I kind of saw that coming. I was kind of hoping that would come to it. New Raw champions. I gave this one a 3.
I gave it a 3 as well.
And this was a good tag match in a while. I haven't seen a really good one in a long time, and this one was good. Now, of course, rumors going around about the Revival still leaving WWE. I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm at the point now where I'll see it.
You believe it when you see it.
I'll believe it when I see it. That's what I was trying to say. Now, up next, it was the Viking Raiders versus 2 Jobbers. I gave this one a 1. I know I've gave it a higher rating before because I like the brutality of these guys. But now it's getting to the point of, all right, come on now.
Yeah.
Do something else with them. You know, I'm waiting for, what the hell is it called? Oh, my God, Authors of Pain.
Yeah.
You know, that would be a good match between those two.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch versus Alexa. The winner was Becky due to Alexa hurting her ankle. I gave that a 1.5. I was just like, all right, there's something going on here. But they did it. For me, they did it too fast.
Yeah. I think
I wasn't into it.
I gave it a 1 because it was too predictable.
Yeah. Becky, then it ended up being Becky versus Nikki Cross. The winner was Becky again, but then Alexa attacked Becky, and then Natalya showed up and put Becky in the sharpshooter. So, I mean, it kind of put it all together. I get it. And I gave it a 2.5 because I loved because it had to go with the story.
Yeah, I gave it a 2.5 as well because it was a much more interesting fight. And then the fact that Natalya came back to, punk Becky the way Becky punked her.
Yeah. So then up next it was Seth Rollins versus Dolph Ziggler. Brock comes out and attacks Seth, beats him up really bad. The winner was Seth by disqualification. Rollins got hit with the F5 on the chair like three times.
I know.
And then while they were bringing Seth to the back, to the ambulance, the Usos and Roman were attacked by the OC and Samoa Joe. Brock showed up and dragged Seth out of the ambulance and gave him another F5 on the stretcher. It looked so fucking painful, man. I was like, the way he landed on it, I was like, ouch. Yeah. This whole segment I liked because it showed how brutal Brock Lesnar can be.
Right.
And it was a really good setup. I gave it a 3.5. I loved that whole segment.
I gave it a 3, and I'm kind of glad that Brock Lesnar, even though he's not wrestling, but at least he's showing up to the gigs.
So far, yeah.
So far, exactly. So, so that I had to treat him fairly.
Yeah. So the closing for Raw, it was a Samoan Summit. Now, I'm going to tell you straight up, I was not looking forward to this. A Samoan Summit, really? Now, for me, I was looking at it as a way of, like, all right, they're going to bury Samoa Joe again. This is fucking ridiculous. But anyways, who came out first? Samoa Joe, Roman Reigns. Samoa Joe came out first. And he says he just wants to fight. Fuck this bullshit, which is good. Roman came out. They fight. Then Drew McIntyre comes out, beats up on Reigns. Then Cedric Alexander came out. He beats up on Drew. The OC comes out. Then the Usos come out. It was all out
fight.
Brawl.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. I'll take this instead of the Samoan Summit.
Yep.
So I was like, wow, this was a really great way to close out Raw. Why? Because they all duked it out. The fans were into it. I was into it. I gave this whole segment and the closing of Raw a 4.
I did too.
Really good way to close out Raw. And it's about damn time,
I know.
It's been a while. I mean, no, I think it was a few weeks ago they closed it out pretty good. But overall, I gave Raw a 3. It was actual 2.5556.
Wow. Mine was a 2.38, so I had to bring it down to a 2.
Okay. All right, so before we go any further, we have to take a quick pause and a word from our very own Miguel Cole. That's right. Yeah. And we'll be right back with SmackDown Breakdown and NXT POV. Be right back.
Hello, this is Miguel Cole from the Wrestling POV podcast. Wrestling POV and Wrestling POV Global is affiliated with the Collar and Elbow brand. Go to collarandelbowbrand.com and save yourself 10% by using promo code WPOV. Collar and Elbow has t-shirts, hoodies, sunglasses, and more. And the best part, you're helping out your local indie wrestlers. And you're helping out the best wrestling podcast of all, Wrestling POV and Wrestling POV Global. You don't want to miss out. So save yourself 10% by using promo code WPOV. Oh my goodness!
Hi, I'm WWE superstar Charlotte Flair, also known as the Queen. And listen to Wrestling POV podcast and always do it with Flair. Woo!
And we're back. And it is time for the SmackDown Breakdown.
Are you ready? Break it down. Degenerate into something cool. We just got tired of doing what you told us to do. That's a break, boy. Yeah, that's a break, little man. Break it down.
I'm not as good as Rick, but I'm gonna do the best I can. All right. It started off with Shane's promo. I didn't give it a rating because it was not that long.
No, I didn't either. And the thing of it is, it's like I can't wait for SummerSlam to be over with. To be honest, I am so sick of seeing Shane. Yeah. But on the good note, that was the only time we saw him.
Yes, thank you, Lord. All right. Cardi B. All right, Kevin Owens cuts a promo. Then Drew comes out and says Kevin's got a match against him and gives him a cheap shot. Yeah. I gave this a 1.
I gave it a 1 too.
Okay.
I didn't like it.
No, it was stupid.
Poor.
Yeah. Kevin Owens and Drew versus Drew McIntyre. The winner is Kevin Owens. I gave it a 3.
I gave it a 3.5 because I did like this match, but there's always a but when it comes to these matches. I think they did Drew dirty. They should have ended this as a DQ because I feel, I don't know how everybody else does, but I feel that this kind of ruined Drew. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think it, even though it didn't mean nothing, but if they're trying to portray Drew as a beast and a nasty motherfucker, it's like, all right, so don't, at least they could have, it should have ended in a DQ. But I did like them, like 3.5 for me.
Right. Bailey and Ember Moon versus Alexa and Nikki Cross. Winners Alexa and Nikki. I gave this a 2.0. Question, does this mean that Bailey's turning heel?
I don't know what the fuck they're doing, to be honest, because when last week they did it, Ember looked like the heel.
Right.
So who knows where they're going with it?
Are they going to be a heel tag team?
Who?
Her and Ember. Bailey and Ember.
A heel tag team? This is the only time they tag.
Oh, well.
They ain't going to tag it again.
You don't think so?
No.
They did really great together.
They did. I liked it.
You know, I
gave it a 2.5.
I like this better than Sasha and Bailey.
Oh, you talking about as a team?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that might work.
Right.
But after the match, Bailey gave Ember the Bailey to belly, so it's like,
I know, right? I know. All right, King's Court with Trish Stratus and then Charlotte, the Queen, comes out. She challenging Trish and Trish accepted. I gave it a 1. It was good, but it was like, come on, really? You're gonna spoil it for us like that?
No, it's the thing of it is I gave this a 0.5, and the reason why I gave it a 0.5 is because of all the damn spoilers that was out there. I mean, if they did a King's Court. And I'm like, all right, that means something special is about to happen.
Right.
And then, of course, it was Trish Stratus. It's like, you guys kind of ruined that. You know what I'm saying? Especially with all the rumors. I think I ruined it too. But, with all the rumors going around about Trish Stratus being Charlotte Flair's opponent at SummerSlam. You know what I'm saying? So, when Charlotte come out and she challenged Trish, I was like, all right, well, there's the match. Okay, there. But I'll tell you this much. If it wasn't spoiled, I would have probably gave this a bigger rating.
Right.
But being that I already knew this was going to happen, and the thing of it is, Jerry Lawler didn't seem like Jerry Lawler.
He didn't. It looked like he didn't want to be
there. Yeah, he didn't
want
to be there. Like,
well, they forced it on him.
Yeah, like they forced it on him. It was like, dude, you loved puppies, man.
I know.
So,
Anyway. Well, he can't.
But that's why I gave it a 0.5. I was just like, I was disappointed.
Right. Finn Balor versus Dolph Ziggler. The Fiend showed up. It was a distraction. Winner is Dolph Ziggler. Yeah. I gave this a 1 because it was so predictable.
It wasn't just predictable, but I mean, to me it was too. Nothing happened, and I wanted to, but I see why they didn't. I gave it a 1.5 because why was Dolph Ziggler like? They're putting Dolph Ziggler in so many things. Yeah. It's like, can you not just?
It's like he like Kofi 2.0 and shit. All right, so you have Shinsuke versus Ali. Winner is Ali. I hate when they fucking ruin Shinsuke. Well, I mean, I like Ali. Don't get me wrong. I like Ali, but really, you always got him. Every time I turn around, he's fucking losing.
But now, here it is. Number 1, Shinsuke should have never faced Ali.
No, I agree.
Okay, if they really wanted to go forward with this match, they should have scheduled this match for SummerSlam. Mm-hmm. They got to stop doing this thing where the champions are getting pinned.
Yeah.
I love the fact that Shinsuke is the IC champ. I really do. I'm all in for Ali, too, Great wrestler.
Yeah, he is.
But this wasn't the story. This should not have happened.
Right.
And number 2, the thing is, the ref botched the count. It's like, dude, are you fucking
even
serious?
I noticed that, and I'm not a freaking wrestler.
But even still, the match was decent. I gave it a 2, and but there's just a lot of things wrong with this, and this was not it.
No,
I tell you that much.
No. All right, AJ Styles versus Kofi. Mm-hmm. I'm just so sick of Kofi. I gave it a 0.5.
I think a lot of people
I don't even want to talk about it no more.
I gave it a 0.5 because I hated everything about this match. Didn't make sense. Too much going on. And it took away from the match by getting AJ pinned, they could have done this by DQ. I gave this a 0.5. Mm-hmm. I was that upset with it because they had it right there to have it to where AJ could get disqualified with the OC guys there.
Right.
Gallows and Anderson. You know what I'm saying? And they could have done it to where it was an all-out brawl and this and that, and it was, oh my God, it was ridiculous.
It was stupid. My total score overall was...
You forgot they were about to interview Roman, and then that's when the gaffling fell.
Oh,
and, because he was about to announce who his opponent was going to be.
That was stupid.
So,
I mean...
That was a poor way to close SmackDown.
It sure was. For me, it was like... I didn't feel like it was worth mentioning because it was so...
But not only
terrible
that,
acting.
And then earlier on the show, too, Daniel Bryan did interview, still didn't say nothing.
Yeah.
Still didn't say shit. But, again, like I said in the rumors, that apparently it's supposed to be Roman versus Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
So when they did that angle, it's like...
Really? Exactly.
That was a very poor way to close Raw. And you knew something was going to happen, especially with the camera guys following Roman, walking to his interview.
Right?
I was just like,
it's stupid.
God. It was ridiculous.
Anyway, I gave it a 1. My total score was a 1. Actual score was a 1.14, so it's still a 1.
Wow. I gave it a 2. It wasn't that bad, but it wasn't that great either. But the actual on that was 1.64. Is what I gave it. So that's your SmackDown. It is now time for NXT POV. Mamma mia. All right, it started out with Tyler Breeze versus Jackson Riker from the Forgotten Sons. Winner was Tyler Breeze. Came out of nowhere, man. I was shocked by this. Decent match. Not too bad, but it wasn't the greatest. I gave it a 2.5 only because Fandango showed up.
I did too.
So I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
He showed up after the Suns were jumping him. So then it was that the breakout match, superstar match. It was Bronson Reed versus Cameron Grimes. The winner was Cameron Grimes. I mean, I don't know what they see in him.
I didn't like it at all. I gave it a 1.
I gave it a 1. I didn't like this match. I like Bronson Reed, though. That dude, I mean, he can do something. But that Cameron Grimes dude, it's like, there's something about it I just don't like.
Yeah.
But yeah, I gave it a 1. Then Shayna Baszler came out to do a promo, rocking a Slayer shirt, too. Mm-hmm. Then talking shit to Mia Yim. Mia Yim comes out rocking an NWA shirt. They just go back and forth. There was a 1.5 for me. I wanted to see more, because Mia Yim, she is so talented, and they gotta step up her game, man.
Right.
Then the final. Well, sorry. Go ahead.
I gave it a 2. It would have been higher if Mia would have bitch slapped the shit out of Shayna for calling her fucking white trash or whatever kind of
a
hood rat trash.
Hood rat trash, yeah.
I was like, oh man, smack the shit out of her, please.
That definitely should have happened.
I was like, come on, Mia, don't be punking out. The bitch is in your face calling you trash. Fuck her up.
But I tell you this much, man. This is going to be a good match, and I'm already predicting Mia Yim to be the new NXT champion.
I hope so.
Then the final match, it was Pete Dunne versus Roderick Strong. Man, I got nervous with this. There was a botched sunset flip. Holy shit, that was so dangerous. Pete Dunne landed wrong. Roderick landed wrong. I was just like, winner was Pete Dunne, though. I really don't like that finish of him stretching the fingers to make somebody tap. It's so stupid. But I still gave it a 3. I dug it. I
gave it a 2.5.
Velveteen Dream showed up. Pete Dunne. That's a new wrestler. He changed his name. Pete Diddy. He did the finger thing on him, and that was your NXT. Overall, I have NXT at a 2, and the actual was a 2. So,
right.
What'd you give it?
I gave it. It ended up being a 2, and the actual was a 1.9.
Oh,
but it's still. I have to say, overall, between Raw, NXT, and SmackDown, I was more entertained by NXT according to my notes standards. Right. Raw is the one that's the champion.
Yeah. We're doing the voting now. Yeah, sure.
Sorry. sorry.
Yeah, the way I have it, because I never posted it, and my bad. If you guys feel different, then comment on our Facebook page, and then I'll make fun of you in the next episode. But yeah, the way I got it is I got SmackDown at a 1.6, which gave it a 2. NXT, I gave it at a 2. And Raw was at 2.55, so gave it a 3. So in order, it was Raw, NXT, and then
SmackDown. Yeah, that's how it is in order for me too.
All right. So winner this week will be Raw.
Raw.
Yeah, I'll find out what the total is. I didn't even get that either. Shit.
You suck.
Yeah, right.
Where's Rick when we need him?
He's busy in Spain. Doing the running with the bulls.
Running with the bulls and was rekindling his honeymoonness.
Yeah. And Miguel being a pain in the ass.
And Miguel, their son. I wonder how Pamela's handling Miguel.
She's probably dyeing her hair blonde too. So, oh my Lord. Anyways, they should. I don't know when they're coming back. Who knows? Yeah. All right. So now it is time for the Wrestling POV's book. Basically, what we do is, if you are new to the show, we put the most ridiculous things in that happens in the week of wrestling, and we just talk about it because sometimes it could be ridiculous, sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's just something that happens, and it's like, you know what? No, not gonna happen no more. So now, before we go into what we have, this was interesting. I'm just gonna go into our lifetime. I'm just going to go into our lifetime section of the book, which we have Chris Benoit, Taz, New Day's Pancakes, Brie Bella's Botches, Sam Roberts' Chia Pet Beard, Ronda's promo skills, and Renee Young. I forgot she was in there. So I think there's a couple here that's been on for a while, and I think just to eliminate some of these things, we're going to put as a lifer. And that's why I went ahead and read the lifers. Because, I mean, New Day's Pancakes, we got New Day's fucking pancakes. So we might just put that in the lifetime section.
Absolutely. So, I agree. Rick's not here to disagree with us.
Well, he's in Spain.
Too bad.
All right, so let's go over the rest of them. Shane's damn ego times 8.
I think stays.
It'll stay, and I want to see what happens after SummerSlam.
And if it's still there, then he's going to the life.
If he's still if he shows up on SmackDown,
yeah,
and they show him more than once, then we'll put it in the
lifetime.
Matt Riddle's chanclas.
This stays.
Even when he was working out, he was wearing them.
Chanclas.
Like, dude. Lafayette, Louisiana crowd.
They haven't got to Lafayette yet.
Kofi's mic privileges times 3 stays.
Stays.
Kofi's 11 year. That'll. You know what? Actually, he hasn't really talked about it much.
No.
You know what? Let's give it one more week. If he mentions it, if they mention it again, because it's the last SmackDown before SummerSlam.
Right.
I think it is. Should be. All right. And if they mention it, then it'll stay. But if they don't mention it, we'll take it off. Mrs. Family Issues. I think it should come off because he doesn't really talk about it no more.
No, he doesn't.
But they do show the Mrs. Show a lot.
Yeah.
Kofi's armpit tatas. That stays.
That stays forever.
New Day's fucking pancakes is a lifer now.
Mm-hmm.
Kofi's crooked middle finger. Let's leave it in there. He's bound to do it again.
Exactly.
Nicole Cross. She stays
until she goes back to Nikki.
Bailey's badonkadonk. It definitely stays. 2 out of 3 falls ain't bad.
Oh, Lord.
Stays. Actually, you know what? They haven't done it in a while. But after SummerSlam, I'm giving it after SummerSlam because who knows? Colt Cabana's broke ass again.
Ugh.
Stays because I can't stand him. Lacey Evans' veggie wedgie. She hasn't been on.
So I think it should come off.
You want to take it off?
Yeah, we'll take it off until it comes back.
If she comes back, then it goes right back on. And finally, Natalia's stinky promo. She's so terrible.
She is terrible, but she's a great wrestler.
She is. So
it kind of makes up for it.
Yeah, all right, sure, but it still stays. All right, so that is it for the book. That is it. if you guys have any suggestions on what we should put in the book, and we'll discuss it, put it on our Facebook page, will you?
Yeah.
Y'all have the freedom to put whatever you want on our Facebook page, man. And we'll talk about it. We always talk about it on the show.
Yes, we do.
That's how we roll here in the Shire.
Word.
All right. So before we go, close the show and right off into the sunset, it is we play a song from my playlist of over 1 trillion songs that I got in my iPhone, man. I got the Max iPhone, man.
Oh, my God.
So all I do is just for fun. It's nothing serious. Try to beat the POV crew. See how fast you can do it. All right?
All right.
And that's how we close the show, like I said. You know, we right off into the sunset until next week, where I think it is SummerSlam next week.
Yeah. Hopefully Rick will be back.
We'll do the SummerSlam pay-per-view points game. And, see what happens.
Word.
And the NXT predictions, too. Can't forget about that, man.
No, man.
With that said, I am your host, Tony Diaz, along with
Goody Goody.
And that's it. Love, peace, and wrestling. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace out.
All right, here we go. You know it? Japanese wrestler.
Tajiri.
I'm going to do another one. Oh, you should know this. Sad dude.
Oh, I should know this?
Yeah. He's another one they don't do shit with.
No, they don't.
God.
We don't own the rights.
Yeah, we don't own the rights, motherfuckers.